Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile for my lightsworns. Now this is a fun, casual build, so hopefully you guys do enjoy it in some way. And if you do, consider leaving a like, comment. If you have any questions or suggestions, always nice to see them in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Now let's go and get right into the deck profile. We're going to start off with, of course, the boss himself, 3 Judgment Dragon. When you have 4 different lightsworns in the graveyard, you can special summon it from your hand, and then you can pay 1,000 life points to basically tell your opponent, hey, nice board there, it'd be a real shame if something happened to it, but you pay 1,000 life points and destroy all other cards on the field except for itself. But with decks nowadays having 7 million negates, you hardly ever get it off, but you know, it's a pretty fun card for the Lightsworn archetype. Moving on to Lumina, the Lightsworn Summoner. This is your starter. You always want to see it. You can discard 1 card, then special summon a Lightsworn monster from your graveyard. And that is not a hard once per turn, so if you have multiple copies in your hand, summon 1, discard the other, special summon it by its effect, and then you can use this effect also. Moving on to the next card, 3 Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, my favorite Lightsworn in the deck, mainly because it's a tuner, and you get to send 2 cards when it's on the field, and then 2 more at the end phase, so you can get 4 in total off of just 1 card, which is very nice for the Lightsworn archetype. Next we have Surprise, Honest. Since everything is light, it's just extra protection for your Lightsworn monsters, and a lot of the extra deck is light as well. Then we have the most infuriating card to draw in the entire deck, which you always end up drawing, and that is Wolf, Lightsworn Beast. At one point I was running it at 1 and I was still seeing it consistently. I don't like running it at 3 because you just brick with like 3 Wolf and 2 JD or something like that. I've had hands like that actually come up, and I'm pretty sure this is the only card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can take it out of the deck completely and still draw it. No, but for real, if it's sent to the graveyard from the deck, you get to special summon it, so it's always nice to see it when it goes off. But if it's in your hand, you want to go ahead and just like scream and scoop. I don't know. But next, 2 Light Ray Diablos. Now this is a very old school card that people don't usually see anymore, and that's its effect is if you have 5 different light monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon it. Then you can banish a light monster from your graveyard, target one of your opponent's spell or trap cards, and either put it at the top of the deck or bottom of the deck. And another really old card, 2 Tragodia. You don't really see it anymore, but if you take battle damage, you can special summon it from your hand, and it gains 600 attack and defense for each card in your hand, so it could be sort of a wall to buy you an extra turn, basically. For the one-ofs, one of the oldest Lightsworns that can still see play, and that's Raikou. When it's flipped, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and then send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. I don't think he even targets. It just says you can destroy 1 card on the field. Yeah, so he doesn't target, which is pretty cool. And he's an extra name for JD, of course. Then Minerva, the Lightsworn Maiden. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get an extra mill. Then we got Lila, says no to back row. 1 Garroth, helps with extra mill power and draw power. 1 Jane, probably the worst Lightsworn that still ran just because of the extra name, but its effect is when it attacks against 300 attack, which is not good at all, and it helps with extra mills at the end phase, of course. Then Felice, Lightsworn Archer, the other one that is a brick, and my goodness, dude, look at that art. That back is destroyed. But anyways, when it's sent to the from the deck to the graveyard by a monster effect, which that's already a pretty terrible effect, because you want to get your monsters to the graveyard with your spells as well. But if it's sent by a monster effect, you get to special summon it, and then you can tribute it to mill 3 cards to the graveyard and destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Then for some extenders, 1 Trick Clown and 1 Dinah the Light Spirit. Banish a light to special summon it. And for a couple extra boss monsters, 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, and of course Gizmek Orochi. For the spells, the best spell in the deck, the Searcher, Charge of the Light Brigade, mills 3 for cost, and then you can add any lightsworn from your deck to your hand. Then 2, Solar Recharge. I like it at 2, but you can definitely run it at 3. You discard a lightsworn, which is usually Wolf, because you're, like I said, you're always drawing that card. But you discard a lightsworn monster, draw 2 cards, and then mill 2 cards. Then 2 Pot of Desires for extra draw power, of course. And then a card you've probably never seen in your entire life, and that is Lightsworn Barrier. It isn't a very popular card, but is a continuous trap card. And when your opponent declares an attack on one of your Lightsworn monsters, you can send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard and negate the attack. And the last 2 trap cards in the deck, 2 Beckoning Light. You can discard your entire hand, then add that same number of cards discarded, light monsters from the graveyard. So a nice way to get JDs back when you mill them off of Lightsworn effects or Charge of the Light Brigade or even Lightsworn Barrier. That is a 40 card list. Moving on to the extra deck really quick. Of course, with the extra deck you can run a lot of different cards to make it a little bit better, of course. We got 1 Arcanine Magician, Black Rose Dragon, and Michael the Arc Lightsworn for the level 7 synchros. For the level 8 synchros, we got Cyframe, Lord Omega, and Draco, Berserker of the Tenny. For the Xyzs, Dante, Cowboy, Dweller, Exton Knight, Starliege Paladinima, number 101, number 41, and this card you can definitely take out and put in a Minerva the Exalted. I just did not have access to one at the moment, but definitely you want to run 1, maybe even 2 Minerva the Exalted, but you can take out the Tornado Dragon, 1 Borreload Dragon, and 1 Boral Sword Dragon to round off the extra deck. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this deck profile. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.